right now, one of the most dominant figures in this platform. Because, this is coming. Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, fantasy matches, coming to reality and stuff. But what about the other people who also are as let's just say legendary in this pay-per-view, right? We always have that. So let's have a look. What up, mother blingers? Welcome to Extreme Jaw. Today, we're going to talk about top 10 biggest winners in WWE Survivor Series history. On number 10, it's Tito Santana with 5 wins, kicking off the list and falling just short of a place higher by the virtue of his one defeat. Tito Santana was an early days success story in Survivor Series matches. He was a key part of winning teams in 1987, 1989, and 1991, and scored 2 big victories in one night in 1990 by virtue of his sole survival in his own match, earning a spot with eventual winners Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior in grand finale match of Survival Series. As the perennial nice guy who often loses, Tito was often a workhorse in his pay-per-view outings. Let's this high flyer and this high flyer. Number 9, Macho Man Randy Savage. Woo! Team captaining and surviving in 1987, 1988, and 1989, Macho Man Randy Savage was an early Survivor Series megastar, partnering up with old rival Ricky Steamboat in 1987 to give Honky Tonk Man a hammering for his crimes against Elizabeth. Savage holds the honor of winning the first ever Survivor Series match the company ever presented on pay-per-view. Woohoo! What an accomplishment, Macho Man! Oh, look at those muscles. Look at the Macho Man! He'd add to himself the following year in Herculean effort, coming out on top again after taking an monstrous beating from his heel opponents, whilst Mega Power's partner Hogan was handcuffed to the bottom rope. Number 8, Dolph Ziggler with 6 wins, losing his place on the card at the very last minute. This year won't feel too good, but Dolph Ziggler can be pleased with his Survivor Series from up to his point. Perpetually stuck in the mid-card, he may be, but Dolph has piled the Thanksgiving wins up all the same. In fact, it's memorable nights like that of the 2014 event, for example, where a spectacular effort undoing 3-on-1 odds for the Team Cena versus Authority again teased audiences that Dolph could really be a top player. Like all of his windows of opportunities, that too would sadly slam shut, and 2 years later he looks to be firmly back on the treadmill. Despite this, Survivor Series has remained kind to him, holding secondary title wins over John Morrison and Caval, as well as being part of the 3 other successful Survivor Series teams. Number 7, Shawn Michaels with 7 wins. Though a successful team captain at the show in the later part of his career and in the bonkers and beloved wild card match in 1995, Mr. WrestleMania actually can also stake a claim for the crowd at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, though wins by his teams in 88, 89, an absorbing comeback world title win in 2002, and a hard-to-forget WWF title win in 1997. Unusually for HBK, it actually feels remiss to not to mention some of his losses as well as the victories that have made him a top 10er. Number 6, Randy Orton. Though tailing off somewhat as the years progressed, Randy Orton was a phenomenal performer at the Survivor Series in his early days at the event. The match-winning sole survivor in excellent team matches in 2003, 2004, and 2005, he captained and survived for his team in 2008 and found himself successfully defending the WWE title in main events with The Big Show and Wade Barrett in the recent years. Orton also finds himself able to ascend up this list too, as he prepares to represent Team SmackDown at the 2016 event. Of course, under the influence of Bray Wyatt, but come on, As in the words of Bryant, this RKO is gonna be better. This Viper is gonna be better than the last. That's okay. Fingers crossed for that, Bray Wyatt. Number 5, Kane. All right, making his in-ring debut in Survivor Series 1997. Right. In a bruising win over Mankind, Kane would rack up some good wins in his early Fall Classic appearances, including above-average scuffles with X-Pac and Chris Jericho, taking a spot on Team WWF as they chased the Alliance out of town in 2001, and a feud-ending ambulance match with future Brock Slayer Shane McMahon in 2003. It would be on the same night after sending Shane O'Mac to the hospital that he would cost his brother The Undertaker victory against the senior McMahon in a Buried Alive match. But when the dead man eventually bagged his revenge in that program, Kane's career as a rejuvenated heel stalled indefinitely, and more regular pay-per-view stumbles would follow. Number 4, The Big Show. It's been a rough few years for the Big Show, and he seems to be winding down for good after an impressive 21-year career with both major wrestling companies. But Big Show had sensational form in his early Survivor Series appearances, captaining and winning his elimination match by himself and winning the WWF title at his debut series. He was on a successful Team WWF in 2001 and snatched the WWE title from Brock Lesnar at Madison Square Garden in 2002. He has suffered some losses since then, but has also chipped in on a couple of team wins over the years and holds the dubious honor of winning a match despite attempting to lose it. His unprecedented dalliances with heel-face alignments have dented his credibility in ways which have probably cost him some big victories over the years. Number 3, The Rock. Much has been written on The Rock's WWE debut when Madison Square Garden hosted his dream alliance with John Cena as the coolly disposed of The Miz and the R-Truth en route to their first WrestleMania main event 6 months later. But the meat of The Rock's impressive Survivor Series stats comes from his highly impressive one-match showing at 1998's Deadly Game 16-man single elimination tournament for the vacant WWF title. The Rock worked his way past the big boss man Ken Shamrock and The Undertaker before shockingly turning heel to align himself with the McMahons and defeat Mankind in the show closer, earning his first world title and instantly propelling himself to the headline status. Number 2, John Cena. You can't see this bitch. A roaring success in the modern era at the show, Cena has stacked up some impressive wins in the title contests as well as part of several unique teams, often as captain and regularly as a survivor himself, with luminaries such as Eddie Guerrero, Big Show, and Bobby Lashley. As the company's most reliable main eventer and title holder of the past 11 years, he's no stranger to defending the gold at the Survivor Series, turning back challengers like Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and claiming his first WWE World title in a hometown comeback against Chris Jericho in 2008. Finally, 2003's show marked a significant moment for John Cena as his drafting to the babyface team by Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle marked a huge acknowledgement that he was the next star. Number 1, who else could it be? Ding! Turn on the lights now. Turn on the lights! Undertaker! There you go, baby! Almost as synonymous with the Survivor Series as he is with WrestleMania, the Undertaker's historic links with the Thanksgiving tradition are storied and well documented. Debuting in 1990, he would actually manage to make it to the semifinals of the Deadly Game tournament in 1998 before ever tasting defeat at the event. Along the way, he steamrolled opposition, crushing Kamala in 1992, frightening the life out of the unbeatable Yokozuna in 1993 before tipping him into a casket in 1994, dismantling the Royal en route to clean sweep for his team in 1995, and finally scoring a decisive win over Mankind at Madison Square Garden. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're all ready for Survivor Series. This is Shorab Acharya, loving you all. So do this before you go to Survivor Series. Likey, commenty, subscribey, and sharey. Do all of these things. And you know what? I don't know. I don't have anything to give you except for my love. Oh my God, I love you. Thank you very much for watching Extreme Jaw. We stretch everything to the extreme.